Howdy, this is David, and I'll be doing the presentation for Team 3. Our project is LinkedOut. The rest of our group are Kwon Nguyen, Kushar Pradhan, and Aurora Jursku. The target audience for this initiative includes Texas A&M University students, alumni, and career seekers who are looking to leverage peer referrals and professional connections for this job opportunity. So the first group of people are current TAMU students who are seeking internships, full-time roles, and can definitely benefit from networking with previous alumni and peers for job leads and guidance. The second group of people are Texas A&M alumni, so graduates who are already working at a company who can give out referrals and recommendations. Lastly, career seekers, those who encompasses anyone in the TAMU network, students or alumni who want to utilize connections for career advancement, and etc. So this initiative fosters a community-driven approach to connecting individuals and enhancing jobs prospects across the industry for Texas A&M students and alumni. This platform helps A&M students to connect students and alumni together, and it is the center of job referrals within a trusted network. It ensures legitimate opportunities by verifying company enrollment, streamlining the referral request process with custom screening questions, and enabling direct private communication between referrers and candidates for a more personalized and efficient experience. The platform offers full TAMU email authentication for network exclusivity and verifies company employment through email domain matching. And referrers can create, manage, and screen these referral posts with custom questions, so such as GPA, graduation dates, etc. And it allows private conversations once the referral requests are approved and created. Yeah, it also includes resume updates and experience tracking for a more efficient job referral process. Or the key components of this application includes the front end, which is just consists of HTML written with Ruby on Rails. On the back end, it is the Ruby on Rails MVC framework, and it creates scaffold. It is created using scaffold controllers, models, and etc. It uses bcrypt for password hashing, active storage for resume uploads, and action mailer for email verification. And that splits into two. One is the database that holds everything that consists, or all the data that consists for users, referral posts, requests, and etc. And it also has external services, especially for, or specifically mainly for the mailing API using the SMTP service. The architecture essentially processes an HTML request from the client browser. The request goes through config routes to a controller, which interacts with the model, and from the model via Active Record ORM to access the database using SQL. So during development, it is the SQLite, and during production, it'll be PostgreSQL. So essentially, this is the MVC framework. The controller then tells the view layer or the ERB views and the view helpers to render the HTML, which is then finally sent back to the client. The database schema essentially consists of tables such as users, referral posts, company verifications, and referral requests. And of course, between users, it'll have the conversations with messages table. Production uses Heroku, PostgreSQL, and SendGrid for real emails, while development uses SQLite and MailTrap.io for testing. And users is central in this diagram, and from users, we have the referral posts, we have the referral requests, company verifications, and etc. And yeah, it's very similar to the database diagram that is previously shown. And here we have the database design model with all of the relationships between each and every model. So these are all the framework and tools that we used. Of course, again, SQLite for development, PostgreSQL on the Heroku deployment, RSpec for unit tests, and Cucumber tests for acceptance tests. One notable thing is, again, the mailing API. We use MailTrap for development and SendGrid in production. And this is all the design patterns that we used, of course, MVC. And once again, we use a secure token pattern for user email verification. Essentially, the app sends an email link in which the user then has to click on to verify their email. And these are all of the design choices that we made for creating this application. One notable thing is the Kaminari. It is a Ruby gem that adds pagination to models like referral posts, which then limits the subsets of records per page instead of like an entire data set at once. This significantly improves the performance because it loads less. We have a demo, or essentially a mock experience between two users. Here we have Dilu first signing up and creating his profile, going into the login page, logging in, and seeing his profile on the profile page. Dilu would like to verify that he works for TAMU. So he enters his TAMU email, gets a verification email in his inbox, and once he clicks on that verification link, he goes to that verification view page, which shows that his previous verification request is approved. We see Dilu creating a referral post, filling in all the necessary information, and we see this second character popping up. His name is K Pradhan, and from his point of view, or from his account, on his dashboard, he'll be able to see that newly created referral post from Dilu. And then he can actually click into that referral post, and it'll turn into a referral request. Fill out that referral request. The dashboard page for Dilu will populate with K Pradhan's referral request. And from there, he can either approve or deny. And let's say that he approves for K Pradhan's referral request, then he can view the referral request in full with all of the answers or the questions answered from K Pradhan. In this case, it will be the GPA and the graduation. K Pradhan can message Dilu. He can say, hey, I saw you approving my request, would love to get to talk to you. And Dilu can obviously reply back and send messages back to Pradhan. After all of that, Pradhan can view all of his conversations under the conversation view page. Can add experiences after emailing or messaging Dilu. He can also add his education on the profile page, and he can view it once again on the profile page. Pradhan, under that profile page, he can also edit. He can edit his name, his password, and etc. And one more thing, he can also upload his resume. And once he uploads it, he can see it populated on his profile page. One of the most notable UI UX design principles that we used, one of the most notable thing is that we did a mobile first design. As you can see from the previous demo or from the previous mockup, the majority of our forms are vertical and taking majority of the space in the center of the screen. That way that it is mobile first, and it is a responsive grid, friendly to buttons and readable on a mobile device. Creation of this project, AI tools for the creation of this project. We use ChatGPT for code explanation and debugging to understand more nuanced error messages from RSpec or Ruby on Rails. We also used it for boilerplate generation, for example, generating basic templates for HTML, for mailing, and etc. There will be an inconsistent. These are some of the challenges that we've had to address during this project. One of which is the flow complexity for the email verification. We had to consider multiple ways of thinking about how to send the email token to the user. Should we send the token and have them type it, or should we send a link in which the user clicks on? Ultimately, we decided on the latter, and this is the result on our project. Another thing is handling JSON binaries within our project. So while SQLite stores JSON binary as a text, PostgreSQL actually has native JSON binary support. In other words, there will be an inconsistency when we go from development to production. Plans, which is to enhance the notification and messaging. So right now, if we type a message from the poster to the requester, it won't actually show up as an email notification. So in the future, it will be good to implement that as an email notification plus a messaging on the web application. Another one is to really secure our user accounts by using two-factor authentication, in which case we can actually also verify using, for example, a phone number instead of an email.